nearly everything removed from the Mongoose Ledge X1, I'd say it's ready for a transformation. Now I won't lie to anyone and say I plan to make this the best build version of this bike possible. In all seriousness, most of the upgrades chosen for this bike fell into one or two categories. The first category is what's the best bang for my buck upgrade that I could put onto this bike, or in other words, what upgrade could this bike benefit from while being cost effective at the same time. The second category fell into digging into my parts bin. Since this isn't the first time I upgraded a bike, I kept many of the components from other project bikes. That gave me the option to reuse them for a build just like this one. Knowing the purpose of this bike is to make it a bike that's more capable without breaking the bank, we can move forward and we can fast forward to how the bike actually turns out. The now upgraded Ledge has a lot of new components that make it look like a more capable bike. Among the upgrades include a brand new budget drivetrain, the Microshift Advent 9-speed paired with a JG crankset made for a significant upgrade to the bike's climbing potential. Along with the RockShox Recon and a D&M rear shock, the bike has completely shaved away the unbearable squeaking sounds that annoyed me to no ends. Among the components clearly taken from a different bike includes the wheel, the tires, and of course the handlebar and stems. The new seat is leaps and bounds better than this bike's stock seat, but not as comfortable as the Ergon seats that I utilize on some other bikes that I own. The most interesting upgrade I think I put into this bike is actually the dropper seat post. The Trans X seat personifies the statements I once heard about dropper posts, which is, a dropper post is essentially an office chair technology put onto a mountain bike. And this new dropper makes that seem especially true. Before I do anything, I would like to explain very simply that I have never been more nervous than I am with this bike right here. I hope I didn't waste my time upgrading. Now, with all the upgrades I performed with the bike, the only area that I didn't upgrade on the bike were the brakes. And how did that turn out? Pretty terrifying, let me explain. The bike could handle most of the rocks, roots, and dirt with ease. The problem, however, is that when you begin to pick up speed, the bike's brakes aren't exactly capable of one finger braking. In fact, I often found myself utilizing 2 to 3 fingers to slow down. This makes the downhill increasingly nerve-wracking as you gotta keep a watchful eye on your line choices and the bike speed that requires more foresight in order to avoid peril or harm that could ruin the next season. Now let me tell you, there were a couple of times where I was kinda scared. All in all, the bike has come a long way from where it started. It's more capable at climbing and more capable in downhill runs. The brakes are an area where this bike can clearly benefit from. Hydraulic brakes are a good option, but that also requires increasing the budget of this bike. And I'm just about where I want to be on this bike. However, since I was looking to upgrade the bikes on my San Quentin, there's a good chance that this bike could inherit the Marin's Shimano brakes. So it's quite possible this bike's story isn't over, and I do plan to go into further detail in a future video as to why I chose many of the components that I did. Until then, this bike will probably be ridden and borrowed as it intended. If you made it this far, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Nothing ever beats the view, ever.